This Sunday finds us
in Port Gibbon.
Let's take a look at how we got here.
We started the week in Port Germein.
Right, Tanya. It's 7 o'clock. It's dark. But I am prepared. Let's fish. So here we are. On the jetty. In the dark. Trying to wrestle up a fish. It's a little sand whiting, 24 is it? We'll get him back. There you go. We're on the board, Tanya.
You are awesome. Okay, how do you...
We'll get him up if we can. I don't know whether this line will hold him. Hey, we'll let him go.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, that's a bloody lovely little whiting. Open your bail up. Oh, Jesus. I took my eye out. What says 2 hooks, remember?
Yep. Yeah, no. Okay.
Awesome.
Yep, that's a fish. It's like, really?
Tanya's going to lift him in.
Oh, is she?
Oh. We'll come right over the top. And we're right. Oh, we're going to save our rig this time. You're not winning many friends here.
Scott has caught another whiting.
This one's a little bit better.
Oh, it is a bit bigger, isn't it?
Come on.
They flap about a lot. Don't swear.
Sorry.
That one is a much nicer size. Just down there.
Now don't flap off.
No. Hook it on one of these.
Stop. No, stop. Nearly 30.
Oh, getting there.
Getting there.
Awesome.
Are you able to fella?
Do you like that?
Blue swimmer crab.
We finally picked one up. Hang on, put it lower.
Blue swimmer crab. Blue swimmer crab. In your face. We're leaving Port Germein. And like nearly every other place we've been to, could have stayed another day or two. But
yeah, I could have.
yeah. The tides are a real interesting thing. It just goes out so far because it's so shallow. But we had a good night fishing last night. We come here wanting to catch a crab and we caught a crab. So we're heading off. This is a Whyalla Bay Football Club at Whyalla. Now as you can see, it's been pretty busy. It is $10 a night. Maximum of 7 night stay, must be fully contained. All the sites are clearly marked. I'll put the map up. But the sites are massive. They have them so big that you can have your van reversed in, a space for your awning, and then your car parked next to it. And then you can see number 5 is the next one. We're in number 4. It's a massive site.
We've made our way to the Whyalla Visitors Centre.
And
There's a big boat.
there's a big boat.
Well, it's a ship.
Which is no surprise because it's a port town and a steel town, so they used to make these ships. It's a bit of a surprise that it's so far away from the water. But it's a big ship. Whyalla. We're going to check it out over the next few days. Just been into the info centre, which was really helpful. and given us a long list of things to check out. This is the Whyalla Marina, which is, you know, fairly smallish. Boat ramp, some boats moored over there, but then it also has a swimming bay, which is so cool, which is a unique addition to a marina. I don't know how much of this you can pick up. That's so cool.
Wow, how many are there?
I know. Hard to count. Be at least 10, wouldn't they? To the famous Whyalla Jetty. So why the Whyalla Jetty is famous is because it's a circular jetty. It's one of the, I think it's the only one in the southern hemisphere. And you just get random dolphins swimming through the middle.
No, I can't see it.
Yeah, we probably can't see it. But as you can see, a circular jetty. Well, the second thing we've done when we come to Whyalla after dropping the van off was go to the info centre, and this is one of the things that was marked on our map by a very helpful person at the counter.
Her name was Rose.
Rose, the Whyalla wetlands. Now when we read the sign, I was just sort of like, this is just the stormwater collection facility. And I was thinking it's just going to be like a puddle, but this looks really cool. There's lots of paths and walks.
Green space over to the left.
Green space, there's a playground we can see, which I'll show you some photos of. But yeah, this is definitely worth a bit. So, green spaces, walking tracks.
We have been very fortunate with our weather.
We have. I know South Australia wants rain.
Yeah.
And look, we're not going to begrudge rain when it does rain. But geez, this is beautiful weather while it's lasting. So if you're a pair of athletes like me and Tanya, and you want to interrupt your high cardio walk with some exercise, there you go. Any words of advice to the up and coming athlete, Tanya?
Yeah, don't do it.
Climb a net, a slide, and a fly, and Tanya. Another one. You're facing the wrong way, Tanya. Well, that was easy.
That was painful.
Whyalla wetlands. There's also a cafe, which seems to be pretty busy today. There's an undercover area, which also has electric barbecues. So, I take it back. It's more than just a puddle collecting water. It's actually a lovely little green space. This is the first lookout that we have come to, and this is the industrial side of Whyalla, which it's famous for. But can I tell you, it's bloody beautiful. Can industrial stuff be as beautiful as I think it is? Can we find another word I can use instead of beautiful? Leave a comment below. I'm desperate for a different word. I need to like get a thesaurus and look at words that are good. In World War II, Whyalla was a critical point because it was Australia's only steel making operation. It was making all the steel for the war effort. It was producing artillery shells, it was producing engines, ships. So the industrial part of Whyalla was protected by a permanent set of soldiers and artillery who overlooked the bay in case there was any threat from the Japanese. So this gun was manned from 1942 to 1945. Don't know how far it could shoot, but it's got a good view of the bay. Hummock Hill, the lookout drive, there's a few lookouts you can stop. This one is where the industrial bit meets the beach and goes under the marina and the jetty. This is the Ada Ryan Gardens at Whyalla. And there's something about green spaces in towns or cities, apart from it just being a nice place to relax. It also feels 5 degrees cooler. So, it's a beautiful little park, well maintained, manicured lawns, and peaceful. And some great trees, playgrounds and some aviaries. We'll show you around. Oh, Moreton Bay figs.
Yeah, they're just stunning.
They're fantastic trees.
Oh,
Aren't they? And it must have been just like must have been a thing 100 years ago where every garden somewhere they planted one, and they are amazing. The playground at Ada Ryan Garden, well, I think it's all Ada Ryan Garden, but this is the playground that is getting down towards the foreshore. It's a cracking little garden. What is it? Playground. Sand plains that stretch out at low tide. But this is a beautiful foreshore. We're going to go and get our feet in some salt water. It's interesting. The Surf Lifesaving Club over there, I don't know what, yeah, I don't think there's a lot of save. You just go and say, stand up.
Well, that's a good thing.
That is a good thing, but yeah, I'm sure when the high tides coincide with mid-afternoon it'll be different, but at the moment, yeah, it is a beautiful town. It's a beautiful spot. Our time at Whyalla has come to an end, and I've got one question. Why is it called Whyalla when it should be called Why Not Ella? This has been awesome. I've enjoyed Whyalla way more than I thought I was gonna.
You say that about every place we go to.
Yeah, this time I mean it. Like, everything from the campground, the campground here is great.
It is. Massive sites. Massive.
Limited numbers, but that was because of the Shire, so there's only 15 you can have. There's a key to a bathroom, which, if you don't know about, when you get there, ask some questions and find out where it is, because it may move around. But it's at the footy club rooms, Waruna Bay Footy Club, and they open the bar nearly every night. We didn't realise, but they do. They do meals on Thursday, and every second Friday that is after the one steel payday. So that's sort of a small indication about how much this town relies on that big employer.
Yeah.
Apart from that, Tanya, what have you found as your highlight or worthy of mention?
Well, the jetty's amazing. Dolphins everywhere,
Yeah.
which is really wonderful to see. We saw the pelican on the jetty, waiting for anybody to give it some fish.
He was right up in there in people's grill, wasn't he?
Really close.
Yeah.
Just walking around though, it's just lovely. It's a bit confusing to drive around, but thank God for Google Maps.
Yeah.
You get there, but yeah, down on the foreshore and all in there, it was lovely.
There is some lovely green spaces, isn't there? The wetlands walk that we went on at the start was really nice, and there's some nice parks, and like you said, the foreshore is nice. The lookout drive was another highlight.
Yeah, seeing all the different sort of elements of Whyalla.
Yeah, absolutely.
The steelworks and the beach and then the town.
We went for a drive last night, and we went and done the lookout at night because the lady at the info centre, who was great, she told us to go and do it at night because it's really pretty. And it is really, really pretty. The photo that we've got here, it probably isn't the best, and doesn't do it justice, but it was fantastic. The other highlight is they have a bottle shop. That's one side's a bottle shop and the other side's a chicken shop, like a roast chicken shop. Like, how good's that? Bottle and bird. We never got there. Well, we did for the bottle side of it, but one day we'll get back for the bird side of it. Whyalla is just really, really interesting in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I think...
Would come again.
We'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll come back, absolutely. Well, that's Whyalla. We're moving on. We've driven from Whyalla to...
Port Gibbon.
So whereabouts in Port Gibbon?
We're at the Port Gibbon Jetty campground.
All right. How much a night?
$15 a night.
How do you book?
You go, well, through Wiki, there's a link that you can go to on the airpeninsula.com/this.
Airpeninsula.com. And was the booking system fairly easy?
I found it easy, yeah. You go in, you put your dates in, you pick your site.
Nice.
Book now.
Now, the sites are pretty important to pick. You need to look at your measurements because we're only got a small van and Basil.
And we're tucked in. And
we are pretty tight. There's another couple of sites. So 1, 2 and 3 are all good size for a van. Number 7 is set up for the big rigs. The small one on the other side is number 4. 5 would be okay, and we're in 6, which is a bit tight. Other amenities?
You've got toilet and shower.
Yep.
So there's 2 separate ones that has a toilet and shower in each. You've got the dump point, there's bins, there's a little picnic table, and if Scott turns around, there's a playground and water. You would have got the tiniest glimpse of water.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a walk down to the beach. Well, not when I say a bit of a walk, it's not that far down to the beach.
100 metres.
100 metres down to the beach. So as you can see, there's a fair bit of weed on the beach.
It's like 5 feet tall in some places.
There's bloody massive amount. So, and that is the jetty. So we may not have done our due diligence in trying to figure out what a jetty was, but we'll learn from that mistake.
Yeah.
In saying that, still a beautiful spot. You got the sand dunes in the distance, the cliffs in the near distance, and
it's still pretty.
it is very pretty, and there's waves, as you can hear. Now there's heaps of campgrounds along this coast. You need to book them all, but they look like there was heaps of little camps. You just drive off the main road. They're really clearly signposted and indicated, but just remember you do need to book. We're still at Port Gibbon and we thought we'd come down and have a bit of a walk on the beach today. And on the water there's 3 pelicans having a bit of a patrol and a bit of a fish. So there must be something out there somewhere. And you just see the mountains of seaweed, but also these beautiful cliffs. Now, we got a slightly offshore breeze today, which is helping a little bit with the seaweed stank getting just sort of pushed out offshore, which is nice for us. But these cliffs are beautiful. And then if you follow that right around to the point there, you have those breakers just rolling in. So we've gone right up the end of the beach and we're getting to the point. Not sure how much further we can go.
I wouldn't think it'd be much.
But this is friggin' beautiful. It was low tide about an hour ago, so it is starting to rise the tide, but we've probably still got a little bit of time before we have to worry about getting back. people that have stopped at Port Gibbon and say there's nothing to do, well, there's not a lot to do,
We'll go for a walk.
but this walk, bloody worth it. Of our cliff walk at Port Gibbon. We'll make our way back. Remember, don't count the years.
Make the years count.